Alright guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the channel. Happy weekend guys. I hope you're having a nice day. So it's the weekend and as usual, we expect some of our players to make appearances for their different clubs. And if you look at the EPL right now, you see that we have the likes of Fulham versus Everton, which of course we expect Chukwueze, Alex Iwobi and Kavembasi to make appearance for this game. But I just wanted to focus on what the coach of the Fulham side has said about Samuel Chukwueze in relation to what the young man is passing through right now. Of course, it's no longer news. He lost his mother a few days ago, and I mean that's arguably the biggest pain that anybody will ever have to go through in life, losing your mother. Um, but the young man is definitely, taking the whole situation or the whole pain is really handling it well, and that's part of what his coach has come out to say. He said that Chukwueze is his mentality is really good. It's really strong and positive in training with a smile on his face. He always tries uh, to show the best feeling, the best emotion possible. You know, very unlike someone who has lost their mother. But Marco Silva also revealed that their last game against Manchester United, which they lost narrowly, 2 goals to 3. If you recall, Chukwueze played that game, but the coach is saying that he didn't want Chukwueze to play. That it was not he gave him an option to play because obviously it was still fresh and at that period. So the coach very likely didn't want him to play, but Chukwueze wanted to play that game, and then he allowed him to play. Um, they lost that game, 3 goals to 2. Chukwueze, you know, he played to his best, but again, it was not the best of his performance that we've seen um, on that day. And he actually, had the intention to do something special. Of course, if he had scored on that day, such as dedicating a goal to his mother. There's a picture I'm looking at here. He wanted to sample this right up, beneath his shirt, World Best Mom. So that was the plan. That was the plan for Manchester United match. But unfortunately, he was not able to score. I think he was even substituted in the dying minute of the match for that one. But today they go again to play against Everton, which of course is also going to be a difficult match. And it's looking like Chukwueze is also going to take part of this match because of what the manager has said right now. He said Chukwueze is ready. He's giving signs of positivity, and he's always showing himself in. If whenever he's being asked, "Are you sure you can play?" He always responds very positively. So this celebration is what he wants to do, and hopefully he gets to score today, and then hits this celebration to dedicate the goal to his mom. Uh, but aside from Chukwueze, guys, of course, we know that Alex Iwobi and Kavembasi will also be taking part in this Marco Silva side. These two guys, before Chukwueze even came on board, these two guys, are arguably two of the best players in this Fulham side. They've been very consistent, and they've played most of their games. They've started most of their games, for the first half of the season. Now we are into the second half of the season. So I expect them to continue to future as well. Kavembasi looked to have been have been a no-show in I think the last two matches that they've played. I think since he returned back from the Nations Cup, I'm sorry I can't find Kevin Bass's photo here, but I just want to talk about him a little bit. So since he returned from the Nations Cup, I'm not sure he has started any game. The only appearance he made was to come in the dying minutes against that Man United game in the 86th minute precisely, and the other game against Brighton, he was a no use sub there, and then against Leeds the same thing. So I think he's going to come back into the starting lineup, because if you look at what's happening with this Fulham side, you see that since the last three games or so, they've had some very underwhelming performances. They only won one of those two games. They lost two and won one. And of course, we know that Bassi is someone that if he doesn't show up for them, or if he's not in that back line, then they'll obviously have a problem. But we'll see what happens. Of course, also in the EPL, we expect to see Tolu Arokodari's um, Wolverhampton play Chelsea. So that match is also going to be something that we can look out for. But I mean, when you look at what's happening with this Wolverhampton side, you just think that it's only miracle that can save them from going to relegation, because they are wallowing down there with just 8 points after 24 games. So it's almost certain right now. But we'll see what happens. Tolu definitely will play. I think he's going to play. It's a must now, because they've sold Strand Larsen, so he's like the only forward player remaining in that squad. I also don't have to lose picture here. Sorry about that. So, but it's going to give his best. But it's very frustrating, especially when you play in a club, like you're dreaming to come into a league, a top league, and then uh, that happens eventually. The next thing you know, it feels like you're in a wrong club, because I can remember Tolu always wanted to come to the EPL. It was like his dream league to come to. When that deal worked out for him, he was very happy. He expressed that on his social media. But then down the line, 2 or 3 months later, they are practically struggling to get the results. And right now, it seems that relegation is already for them. But back to Chukwueze, you know, um, we'll expect to see him today shine. And as I said, hopefully he gets to score a goal so that he hits that celebration in respect to his mother. And talking about uh, his mom and the burial arrangement and everything. There's a report that it might it might be shifted to like the summer. That's toward the end of the season, basically, because of uh, Chukwueze not being available right now. As you know, this is a very uh, busy time in league business. You know, they'll be playing games back to back. Some weeks they'll be playing maybe as much as 3 matches. So it's not going to be convenient for him. So what I'm hearing now is that the burial is going to be probably shifted until the summer for Chukwueze to be able to attend that one. Well, all the best for the young man today as he seeks to go out to try and impress again. Hopefully get a goal or maybe an assist. And if you look at Chukwueze's stats for Fulham this season, it's been absolutely magnificent. You know, um, having produced 7 goal and assists contributions, scored 3 goals, created 4 assists in 11 matches played. And the interesting thing is that he has just started um, two of those 11 matches. Sorry, he has started four of those 11 matches, and came in as a sub in seven of those matches, and then he's been able to create this or have this impact, in seven goal and assist contributions. So it just shows you that Fulham is a club that Chukwueze has been able to really settle well. Notable performances we've seen against City, you know, where he got the praise of the one and only Pep Guardiola, and then a few other matches as well. Even self the more recent game that they played, I think against Brighton, Chukwueze was on the score sheet, and it was very impactful in terms of the overall play and how they attacked. And that they then won that game 2 goals to 1. So he's someone that is very important for this Fulham side. And there's even talks right now that um, AC Milan are trying to already like raising up for the idea that Fulham would want to keep him on a permanent basis. Remember, he's still on loan from AC Milan, but the catch is Fulham will have to pay up to 28 million euros to AC Milan to land him on a permanent basis. And it's very important for AC Milan right now because they're looking at offloading a couple of their on loan players. They are looking at raising up to 100 million euros, to balance the books, and they are already now preparing to check Chukwueze's name as one of the guys to that they would make 28 million euros from. But it still remains to be seen whether Fulham will sign him permanently. But as it stands, everything is going well. But we know it's still a long days, long weeks. A few months until the end of the season, and then it's still going to depend on the continued performance of Samuel Chukwueze in the Fulham shirt. That's what determines if he's going to get a permanent deal from Fulham Football Club. But hey, we'll see what happens today. Later this evening, their match is actually coming up around uh, around 4 p.m. Nigerian time. And then for Tolu Akodaire's match is also the same time, 4 p.m. That's Wolves versus Chelsea, and then Fulham versus Everton.